There. Now you can say whatever you truly want to say.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Do it. Do it.
No.
Just fucking say it. Fine, I'll say it. I'm going to kill you.
I'll kill you first.
No, I'll kill you first. Listen, this has been the longest running I'll kill you joke in the fucking world.
I was just going to say, how did it even start? Like, I don't even remember.
Oh, now you're giving me shit for not remembering. It's you know what the funny thing is? I don't remember either.
I don't remember either. I can remember when we went camping and I like yelled it like from 10 to 10 instead of saying goodnight. I was like, I'll fucking cut you. And then
that's true. That's how we said goodnight to each other.
Yeah, that's the longest, like, that's the oldest memory of it that I have, but it started before that.
It's pretty fucked up. Just like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you too. Go to bed. Yeah. I don't know how that started either. That like it must have just been, I don't know, it must have just been when we were like in the midst of a conversation in high school or something. Mm-hmm. I can't think of the origin of it, unfortunately.
Me neither.
Fuck, it just feels like it was just normal though.
Yeah, like
even to this day,
almost 20 years later.
Yeah, still threatening each other. Well, God, woman, how's life?
Busy, stressful. I don't know. It is. We've been dealing with our like kitchen getting renovated and fixed for the past 6 months. Since it flooded in October. It flooded in October. The like neighbors, we share a wall, and their toilet backed up into our kitchen and our bathroom. So it's been hell, but it's almost done.
That's a long time though. 6 months, Jesus.
6 months, yeah. It sucks. It's awful. We haven't had a kitchen. We don't have like a sink or anything like that. But
well, how have you been like cooking or like doing all this stuff? Like
insurance
you don't.
We don't. No, insurance has been giving us money for food and it sucks. We're like over it. I can't wait. I'm like, I just want to make craft dinner or like a grilled cheese. Like I just want
the simplest thing.
The simplest fucking shit. And it's
not even like a fucking crazy like
no
build your own meal. You're like, no, fucking KD, man.
KD, yeah, it's white trash meals. That's what I need. I eat like a 3-year-old.
How about your kids? Do they eat like 3-year-olds or are they pretty good?
Sam is picky like me. Like he lives off of French fries and air, and then Max is not as picky. Yeah, he eats like Max loves seafood. Like he's obsessed with lobster and crab and shrimp, and he'll eat crawfish. And he loves broccoli. I'm like, why do you love broccoli? Of all the vegetables to love, broccoli. So
what about Shane though? Is he kind of that way?
Oh, Shane will eat anything, even stuff he doesn't like. He'll eat it. Like he eats anything and everything. He's not picky at all. So
okay. Well, look at that.
Yeah, we go to a seafood restaurant and me and Sam are eating chicken fingers and fries, and Max and Shane are eating seafood. Oh my God,
woman. Fucking chicken fingers and fries. Yeah. That's so you, though.
Yeah, I could live off of it. Chicken fingers and fries, pizza, pierogies. A 3-year-old. I'm like a child. 35-year-old infant.
35-year-old. Well, you've just never is it just that you refuse to try it, or have you tried anything?
Yes. Everything that I'm like, I don't like it. I've tried it lots of times. It's like sensory issues and, mental health crap.
All the things.
Yeah.
God, woman. Well, thanks for doing this. It's fun to chat with you. And now everyone gets to see how mean you are to me. It's going to be good.
Being mean is actually how I'm nice. So when I'm nice to you, then it's the opposite.
That's the opposite, yeah. That's how I view every friendship I have too. If I'm not giving you shit, then I don't like you.
Yeah. If you get customer service, Lesley, I hate your guts.
Ooh, watch out. My God.
Yeah.
Well, shit, woman. Like, man, how long has it been? Actually, we hung out. What was it? Fuck, I guess it was maybe like 2 years ago, eh?
I was going to say like 2. I was actually thinking about it before I logged on. I was like, when did we do that? But Sam was around. So it was, just 2, I want to say 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's fuck. It does not feel like 2 years, which is
No.
bothersome because like time just flies way too fast. Like, oh my
But
god.
even before that, we were like, let's hang out, let's do this, let's do the things. And it was
No,
like,
we
how
were always
long from,
chatting. Yeah, we were
yeah,
always
yeah.
chatting. Yeah, but it's been
But we
so
don't
long since we
see
actually
each
seen
other
each
in
other,
person. Yeah, yeah,
which makes sense. You know, fucking
yeah.
having kids and stuff takes up everything.
Yeah. It's the last 5 years, you try and do anything with me, it's not happening. It
Yeah, that's
took two
fair.
years for
But
us
if
to arrange to do this.
it's fair, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
God damn it, keep bugging you. No, yeah, it's funny. Like, I don't know. I feel like you've found your place, though. You know what I mean? Like
Like
you've always
mom
kind of been
life.
that person who's just like, I'm fine with not going out. I'll just
Yeah,
fucking stay here and do nothing.
100%. I am
But
the exact
you
same
did come out a
person.
lot though. You did
I
come out a
know.
lot
I
back in the day.
how I don't know how I was so extroverted and like hosty, like hosting the parties and hosting
Yeah, you
after
had so many
grad.
parties and
Like
shit. Oh.
I no, I no, thank you. I would rather not.
Well, what the hell? Like, why were you so more open back then than now, though? Like, I guess I can understand now, like with having kids and a family and stuff like that. But like, if you still kind of felt that way back then, like, why would you do that?
I feel like I don't think I felt that way back then. Like, I don't think I was as
No? Okay.
introverted as I am now. Like, I liked being social and doing things, and like, I was always with people, and you know,
It's true.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, fuck, like, there was a good stint where because it was you, Haley, you guys would just fucking
Hmm.
like be at my house the entire time.
Always. We lived in your basement, we slept on the
I know,
pull-out
which is
couch.
so wild. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, so crazy. Yeah, there's just like you had your friend group that was just kind of inseparable. And it's like that was basically us. We go to all these parties, just crash back at my place or even your place. Like it was just yeah,
Yeah.
I miss those
I don't,
days.
I feel like I was never home. And if I was home, there was people with me. Like I was always at Haley's or I was always at your house, or I would go to Jess's house, even though she lived far away. Like I was never at home.
Yeah, you were never home.
No, no.
It's so crazy. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny
And now
how
I'm,
you
I'm
just
always home.
and our parents were totally fine with it, which is
Yeah.
wild.
It's extra wild. But I
Like I
mean,
mean really, like are you going to be cool with that like when they're older? Yeah. Just cuz you know.
I feel like my kids won't be like, I think they'll be just like nerdy, chill, like their dad.
Or you hope so.
I hope so. I hope they're not trouble like me.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
We got a little bit to figure it out.
I don't know. The thing is, as boys, that's the thing, right? Because boys tend to be
Mhm.
more chaotic. So we'll
A
see.
different kind of chaos, I think. Different
I
kind of like,
guess. I guess.
yeah, like you're, climbing on roofs at the high school by Londonderry. That's the
Right.
kind of stuff that that
That
you're
was
getting
still
into.
fuck. That was still like the funniest timing ever because it was like, yeah, we're climbing that fucking school, waiting for you and Jessica to show up, and it was just like the entire time because it's like, God, they were supposed to be here like an hour ago. And it's just like, I
Hmm.
remember getting pissed. I was just like, where the fuck are they? And then you guys pull up in the parking lot, and the first thing you yell is like, we got into a car accident.
I can
Like,
literally
what?
still picture like the corner
Uh,
where we parked at Londonderry when we told you guys we got into a car accident too. And
I
did
can
any of
picture it
us,
perfectly too.
yeah, did any of us have cell phones?
We, that's a good question. I think we might, no, I think we did, but no, we had to have because I know me and Jessica because we were dating at the time. I remember us texting and stuff. Like I swear to God, we had help. We had cell phones, but for some reason we weren't responding back or something, or maybe I didn't have my cell phone
I
on me.
feel like you didn't have it on you because you know what? We did have a phone because we had to call the police and then we had to call Jess's dad.
Yeah, I
So
remember this. Yeah.
we did have a phone to do that, but you didn't have your phone on you, I think, is what
Yeah, there
was
was something where it's
that.
like I didn't hear back. Like, yeah, there was something there where the communication was gone. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know we had cell phones. It was stupid fucking like flip phones or whatever.
Yeah. Pay as you go minutes. I had minutes on my phone.
God, we're so old.
You loaded them on with a receipt. Text costs 10 cents a text. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, fuck a lot of those crazy nights. Even like when you guys would come out to like Wainwright for shows and stuff.
Yeah, that when we did it after the grad, we went and drove to Wainwright right after our grad party.
That was wild.
From my dad's
I don't know
cabin.
how any of us were functioning.
No.
Like there's no fucking way. Like it was like we got up early and we fucking headed out.
And like we still cleaned my dad's cabin because my dad only thought there was like 10 of us there. That's what I told him it was going to be. And then nobody else really had an after grad party. So it just blew up into this big, much bigger thing than it was. And yeah, we still had to like clean everything up and leave.
That party was wild. There's so many people and just so many people getting so wasted. Oh my God, it was great. I'll still remember. I mean, it was just so funny because I still remember like me and Jess, we stayed in a tent in the back of the place. Yeah. And I remember when we were in there, it was getting close to us, just like pretty much calling it. And I remember the silhouette of Robert, the silhouette of Robert going in front of the tent and just puking in front of the tent. We're like, what the fuck?
That's so funny.
It was so funny just to see that shadow. It was great.
I don't even know where I slept. Like I don't remember.
You don't?
No, I don't remember.
There was a lot of people there. That was crazy.
There was so many people, and it's funny because husband Shane was there with Laura, and so there's pictures of him like in his future father-in-law's cabin, like, and he remembers talking to my sister and my cousin the next day when we were in the park or whatever, and it's like, yeah, this is your future wife's house, and you don't even know it. It's so weird.
It's funny to look at it like that when you look back, eh?
Yeah, and there's pictures. There's like a picture of him and Laura on the couch, and it's just we didn't even like we knew of each other, but we didn't like know each other yet.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, it's just you were so I guess looking back, you were pretty open with just having shit going on at your house because there was that other party that was at your house that I have no recollection of. I have little bits of memories. Which one? It was at your actual house.
Yeah.
In the basement, because we've talked about this. We've talked about this, and I can't remember because like I feel like you've asked me, "Do you remember this?" And I'm like, I don't. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about because I thought it had to do with like a certain person.
I don't know.
It's gonna piss me off, or like you writing on me. I can't remember what it was.
No, the writing on you that wasn't at my house. That was at Rosa and Kim's house. At their
there was something at your house though, and I can't remember what it was, but like the whole writing on it was something kind of like that. I can't remember though, because you've asked me many times, and I'm just like I don't fuck it. It's all a blur to me.
Yeah, and now I'm like I don't remember which, because I'm trying to think of like which parties I had, because my house has always kind of been the like safe party house. Always, like since junior high school. So I'm like, which party would have been? Fair. And there's a party actually that I now don't remember very well, and I have a bunch of pictures of it, and I don't remember like what the reason for that party even was, or like why we had it. Maybe it's that. Maybe
because I know I was there. I got there pretty early. Like it was me, you, maybe Haley. I don't know. There was like a few of us that were there before a lot more people showed up.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only thing I honestly remember about it. And then it was just like
yeah, no, I can't remember which one it would be.
God damn it. What?
I remember
you're supposed to have the better memory.
I do. Listen, I'll blame mom brain. Yeah, the one that I can really remember is the one at Rosa and Kim's. That was like the first kind of one. And then I remember going to
Is that when we first like hung out?
Yes. That's the first time we ever hang out was at that party. And I don't even remember how I was invited to that party. If it was like Haley or if it was like, because Kim was in my same TA as me. So I don't know if it was that, like, I can't remember how I got invited to that party, but that
Because
was the first.
Kim and Rosa were the same grade, but they were higher up than us. I think Rosa and them were a year above
They
me.
were a year above us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because
'Cause
yeah,
I'm
and then
same,
because Rosa was the
I'm
same
same
TA
grade
as
as you.
me. I feel like that's how I got kind of invited. Because
Right.
I
Yeah,
would
that makes
chat with her
sense.
sometimes and stuff. So, but yeah, and then like that's how we clicked. But what did you draw on me? What the
Oh
fuck did
my,
you draw?
I don't remember, but we drew, and it wasn't just me. It was like me and like Morgan Peacock and who
Of
else
course, it
was
was
there?
Peacock. God
Yes,
damn it.
there was a bunch of us just draw
So
because you
what? Was
were
I passed out?
passed out. You were like we couldn't move you. We like you were out.
Okay.
So we drew
Okay.
all over your entire body, like your entire on the bottom of your feet, all over your chest, your neck, your arms, like everything. We just covered, and we were just like waiting for you to wake up, and you
What the
never woke
fuck? What
up.
were you drawing? I
Remember?
don't remember what you drew on me.
No, I don't remember. I can picture you're like passed out on a bed and we're drawing all over you. And in the morning you woke up, you were so pissed off and you went and had
Yeah.
a shower and you like scrubbed your body. You couldn't get it off. And we had to take the bus. We had to take the 8 to school and you had to go to school like that
Isn't that wild that we just were like, we're gonna have a party and then
on
go
a
to
school
school the
night.
fucking next day? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I do remember the after part of being like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. No. And that was the first time I ever like hung out with you ever.
Interesting. That's kind
Yeah.
of, yeah, even like how we first started hanging out is a bit of a blur to me.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
I don't
there's
know how it came
that, but then
about,
like, how did we start clicking? You know what I mean? That's
but
weird.
I can remember when we walked around the school and we were just like, we were supposed to be doing school things and we weren't. And we were like walking around the school just chatting. And then you had your can of Coke and you would like hide it. That was the
Listen,
first time I ever remember just like talking to you without anybody there or anything. And it was in that same like time frame, like around the time of that party.
yeah, I don't think anyone realizes how addicted to Coca-Cola you can be,
I
but I
do
was
because
super
you hit
addicted.
it. You had like multiple. You had like one
No,
on a
it wasn't one.
you like
It wasn't one.
yeah, yeah, there was multiple. You had multiple in different spots, and then you just like
It's
like
true.
hide it behind like
It's
the
true.
fire hose. The fire
Yeah, I
hose
know
was
if
one of the
anyone,
spots I
yeah,
can remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to know how fucked up I am in that situation, yeah, because I would get like, let's say like 4 Cokes from the vending machine, but I would hide because like you said, all we would do is walk around
Mhm.
down the stairwells, fucking whatever, and like we just dicked around. It's all it was. And so, being that's all we did, I would just have a Coke with me and I'd leave it in like a certain staircase or a certain
Yeah.
spot because I knew
Behind a door.
I would eventually come back to that point and then, hey, guess
Yeah.
what? I got a drink.
Well, because if you the thing is if you were moving, if you were walking, you wouldn't get in shit. If you would sit down and you weren't on the learning floor or in a
It's true.
classroom, then you would get in trouble if you're like sitting in the hallway or whatever. But if you were constantly moving, you never got in trouble. They
That's
don't know
true.
what you're doing. They
Yeah.
don't know
I
what
think
you're
that's
doing.
crazy. I think that's crazy. I
Yeah.
still had like hiding spots for Coca Cola.
Yes. Wild.
Wild.
Behind the fire hose on the second floor is the
Fuck
and
yeah.
behind a door on the third floor. Those are the two spots I can remember.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
But yeah, that's the first time I can remember just like hanging out with just you is that day.
Yeah, that's funny. And then it was just it's because yeah, we all kind of had our clicks, but we still like I feel like there was a bunch of different clicks we had though. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
It wasn't just like everyone had one thing. Like we all had kind of different groups of people that we would equally hang out with,
Hmm.
but it did feel like we were always together.
Yeah. Well, and that's even like I can remember, like I don't remember what it was, but there was things because in the beginning I hung out with Haley, but you didn't hang out with Haley yet. And then I
No,
would
but
hang out
she
with
was in
you
my
and
TA.
Jess. Yes. And I can remember like there was things that she said that I hung out with her so much that I started saying like the Haleyisms. And then I'm hanging
Oh,
out with you all the time and you and Jess started saying like Haleyisms, but you guys had never like started to hang out really until a
yeah.
little bit later. And I can remember when you guys would like say stuff like that. it would just blow my mind because it's like you guys didn't, but that's how much I hung out with each of you prospectively, is like that you guys were talking like each other without ever hanging out.
Yeah, you were that bridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is kind of fucking funny. That's hilarious to look back on. My God.
Well, and like, how did you still like? I still hung out with whenever I was dating Jerry and like all that group of friends, and then there's so many different, and then Haley had her different groups of friends, and then like you had your like everybody had their own circles, but I still just feel like we were together like 24/7. But I feel like I was hanging out with all the other people 24/7 too. Like where's the time?
Weird. I know, right? Like yeah, like when you say it like that, it is interesting because it's like, yeah, I guess in a way, like relationships apart, that's kind of a different thing, right? So like me and Jess dating, that's obviously its own thing. But then, you know, when we're not together, we're with our friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's like I had the band. I would be dating Jess. There'd be even like other groups of just say like Laura and Sean, or it'd be like other guys. Like, yeah, there was different groups. And it's like, yeah, how the fuck did we make time for everybody?
How did we make it work? Like
we did though. We somehow did.
Yeah. So weird.
It is weird because it's like nowadays it's just like
it takes 2 years to come onto a podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
There's no time. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And it's kind of, I don't know. I guess technology's been good in a way, or social media in the aspect that you can kind of still stay connected even though you don't have to be physically with each other. You can still like talk or whatever. Yeah. It's nice that way. But I don't know, call me old school, but I feel like it's shitty in a way because I prefer the physical connection more. I prefer hanging out in person. And obviously the generation growing up, they know nothing else, right?
No.
They're more comfortable that way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
And that's
I feel like I don't
kids, man.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it. No. I'll arrange play dates and keep you away from tablets and phones as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, luckily Hudson's pretty good. He makes a lot of friends and he like always wants to hang out with friends. Like he likes gaming and stuff with them online, but he definitely is more of like a people person.
Good.
So he likes
the online. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I'm like, yes, winning.
Yeah, Max is starting kindergarten in September, so we'll see how he is. But he's so like he's very social too, and he goes up and like will talk to kids and ask them questions, and already is like that. And then like when kids don't answer, I'm like, answer my kid. Like talk to him. He's such a sweet little angel. He doesn't understand. But
yeah, it's funny being on the other side, right? Because you know, we were kids. We've gone through all that bullshit. But as a parent, you're like, I don't want him to do that.
No. We're terrified because we're like, this is the first time he's going to have like tons of outside influence outside of our house. Because his day homes that he's always gone to has been like really small. And his circle of friends is like my 2 friends who have kids. It's their kids. So he's got like 3 friends that he sees and some cousins and stuff. But it's like a very small little protected circle, and he's got just this like sweet funny personality, and we're like, I don't want it to get crushed. Like we don't want people to be like, oh, you're weird, stop talking to me. Like I just don't want him to. It's scary, but
it's scary, but they got to go through it. That's kind of the thing, right? Like if you remember anything, it's like we've all had our moments of embarrassment, humiliation, being scared, like all this shit. And it's like in the moment it sucks because it's like that's kind of all you dwell on. You're like, oh my God, this was like a moment where it's just really fucking with me. But
I think about it forever.
Like, when you look back at it, you're like, that kind of like means it seems like nothing. In the moment, it seems like this is going to last forever. But it passes, right? And it's just
eventually.
It kind of just helps with your character or how you are as a person. I guess that's the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, it's character building. It's character building.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I mean, none of us liked dealing with conflict, but...
No, but you got to. You got to.
Yeah. You do, which is going to be fun. Especially, like, once our kids, like Hudson, he's going to be 10 soon here. he's already in like the whole he's crushing on girls and stuff now. I'm like,
oh my God,
help me, Jesus.
and already that's crazy.
I know. I'm just like, all right, well, we're gonna go through that shit.
Girls.
More so when they're teenagers, right? And it's just like,
yeah,
you're gonna go through heartbreak, buddy, and like, or
yeah,
whatever's gonna happen. It's just like, you know, you see, like, you kind of are on the other side where it's like you can kind of more so understand your parents, but like, there's nothing you can really do.
No, you just gotta let it happen.
Let it do its thing. Yeah, it's gonna suck seeing that happen, but fuck.
I'll be crying in my bedroom after he's crying.
I totally see
Sam's
that.
crying.
Totally see doing that.
I'm a baby.
I'm a baby.
I'm such a baby. Yeah.
My God. Why? Why are you such a baby?
Why am I such an emotional baby? I have no idea, but it's so bad. It is so bad. I'll be watching like TikToks of like old people and I'll start sobbing and Shane's like, what is wrong with you?
You know what though? Like once you become a parent, like a lot of those, like they could be the stupidest commercial. They could be like a movie or whatever, but it's just like after you become a parent, things get way more like emotional for you. You're just like, oh my God.
Yes, I feel like it's all I do is cry.
It's true. I feel like I cry way more now just because it's like, depending on what I'm seeing, I'm just like, it hits home and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. You just, being a parent makes you like extra emotional, but I already was kind of a big baby anyways. So
it's true. It's fair.
I have to tell, like, if I meet, like, I've met like new bosses and I'm like, just so you know, I'm a crier. I will, like, in a meeting, I get emotional and I cry and I'm sorry. It's embarrassing, but I am going to cry.
It's a great interview.
Yes. No, it's not. I already have the job. I've had the same job for 10 years, but there's like, people changing kind of things. And then when I'm in like a one-on-one situation, I get like anxious and or I talk about my kids or I talk about something and I get emotional. A big baby. I also cry when I'm angry, so it doesn't help.
You just cry all the time.
Yeah, I cry all the time. I'm crying.
God damn it, woman. My God. Yeah. How can you tell if you're mad, happy, or sad?
But listen, I can tell. I know what I'm feeling, but other people can't tell because it's all just me crying. I happy cry, I sad cry, I angry cry. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I tease good tears, bad tears, angry tears. Yeah. Shane's a lucky guy.
Yeah. If he can tell the difference, good for him.
I would hope he can tell the difference after 17 years.
You would assume, but
yeah, I hope so.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, good for you guys for being together that long. That's crazy. 17 years.
It is. Yep. 17 years in May.
God, I hate how fast time's flying.
Mm-hmm. Like, we've lived in the house we live in now for 12 years. It's been 18 years since we graduated. For Shane, it's been 20. This year's 20 years since he graduated.
That bums me out.
Yeah.
It truly does.
It's disgusting, and I hate it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it bums me out for the fact that it's like, yeah, we all grow up. We get more responsibilities. Like, we have families, all this stuff. Like, it's just part of growing up. But I think a part of me, it bums me out just because I feel like I haven't lost who I was back then. Like, I still have that guy inside me who wants to have fun, hang out with his friends, have a good time to an extent, right?
Yeah.
And now it's just harder to do that when you still feel like you're that person from like high school in a way.
Yeah.
Because I would love to just like be like, yeah, let's fucking hang out. Let's go hang out tomorrow. Like, let's actually hang out and like with you, whoever, but it's much harder than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus high school where it's just like, fuck it, let's go right now.
It was so easy. It was so easy. We tell our nieces, like, Shane's sister's girls are 17, 13, and 13. And we've been telling them, we're like, enjoy it. Like, you hate it now. You hate school. You hate what feels like the responsibility of school. But enjoy it while you can. Because when you're done school, then you have, like, work responsibility and rent responsibility and life responsibility. And, you can't spend 24/7 with your best friends anymore and have unlimited sleepovers and just like have 24 access to like the people that you love. It goes away once you're not in school anymore, and it's so sad.
It is
And just
sad.
enjoy it while you're in school, where you have that, that bubble of being surrounded by your friends all the time, because it goes away, and then it becomes so hard to like connect with people, and you're going to drift away from, like, you'll keep the some people and you have connections that aren't ever going to go away, but a lot of the connections you have are going to go away, or there'll be 2 and 10 and 5 years between seeing people.
It's true. Yeah. Like that's the sucky part. And like you said, there's some connections because I try to fucking still maintain most of the ones I had, but there are
Mm-hmm.
ones, right? It's just like I can't remember the last time I talked to Haley, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's certain people
Yeah.
where it's just like, yeah, things drift off. It is what it is. You can't make time for everybody especially
Mm-hmm.
once you're older and you have like your own life. It's insane.
Yeah.
Because before, yeah, it was just like, yeah, all I do is hang out with my friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was the
Yep.
time. I don't know. Me and Dylan talk about it a lot. It's just, it'll be like, yeah, man. Like, it's like this one guy was talking at work. He's just like, yeah, high school was the worst time of my life. Me and Dylan are like, dude, that was like the best time of my life. Like, we were just hanging
Yeah.
out with our friends, fucking having so much fun.
Yeah. I feel like the nostalgia hits like harder, and the perception of time is harder. Shane and I talk about this a lot when you're like surrounded by people like when you have those connections still. So it's like Shane and I went to the same high school together. We have known each other since high school. So, and we have connections. Like I have a friend who I've been friends with since grade 3. And then you have friends who you've, been friends with since grade 4, junior high or whatever. And I feel like when you still have those connections, then like the perception of how long is like, it doesn't feel like as long as it was.
It's
You
true.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because, yeah, if you can kind of still hang on to some of those, it definitely doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why it kind of screws with you. Because you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's been 20
Like
years.
yes, like I feel like it's great that you have it, and like, I wouldn't want to not have those connections, but I feel like it fucks you up. Like it feels like, your perception of time gets really warped when you're growing with people and you're going through all these different life stages together, and it still feels like just yesterday was high school.
It's true. Especially, I feel like, especially if you have like really pivotal moments with certain people. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? That's
Yeah.
just like you remember these like core memories that are like some people are in that memory, and now like you don't talk to them.
Hmm.
Like it,
Yeah.
it kind of screws you up in a way because it's
Hmm.
just like what happened? Like we were so
Yeah.
close, all this stuff, and then it is what it is. That's why I say like I try and maintain as much of my like old friendships that I can. I like yes, you can make new friendships. I feel like it's harder as
Hmm.
you get older to like make new friends.
It's so much harder.
The
It's
only
so
way to
much
make new
harder.
friends is being a parent. That is the only way, which is
Yeah.
not
No.
fun sometimes.
No, no. Yeah, making friends as an adult is awful. And then if you're friends with people who are in different life paths than you, or like don't have kids, it's so hard. It's so hard to like have, and there's like, I feel like I was thinking about this too, where it's like, do a lot of us have kids? Not really. Like if I think about like people we went to high school with, or
I
people
guess
I
there's
went to
still a good
elementary
chunk
school
that don't.
with,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I just feel like there's not a lot of people who have kids, and it's so different when you have kids.
Guess so. Like, I guess out of our main core, yeah, there's still like a few that don't have kids. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. But then there's some that like, it's like, yeah, then we dive deep into, just having a family, right? Like
Hmm.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's wild. And
Yeah.
the funny thing that fucks with me too is it's just like, you talk to, say, like you or any of the other people from high school, it's like, you look the exact same. It's so that makes me just like it makes me feel like no time has passed.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, I also sound and talk and laugh the same. So,
You do. You haven't
yeah.
changed at all.
Yeah.
You're so youthful, Lesley.
Yes. Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. You know what? Actually, my coworker told me that. I like sent her a picture. I was trying to show her like what my old bedroom looked like, because she's also like almost the exact same age as me. And we were talking about like that, like millennial core. What did your room look like? Posters all over, whatever. And I sent her a picture, and I'm in it. And she's like, "You look the exact same."
You know
Oh,
what's
thanks.
wild? You'll appreciate this. So this is insane. I think you'd lose your shit if you came over. Basically, so I go over to my dad's, right? Like my like Kyle and his girlfriend, they still live at my dad's. Like they live in the basement, right?
Right.
So Kyle's room was my old room.
Yeah.
So if you were to walk in there and see what he did to that room, you'd be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. That's the basement of my youth. What did you do to a
I
Kyle?
know. That's exactly
Yeah.
it. Even the living room would be like, "Oh, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Blasphemy. God damn it.
Yeah. We drive by like my old house, and my friend from elementary school always, because she like works in that area, and so she drives by and she'll always text me. She'll be like, still purple. It's still purple. The
I
day
texted
that
you that one time. I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
day
fuck, it's
that
still
that
purple
house
in that
gets
house.
painted and it's not purple anymore, I feel like not even just for like me and my sister. I feel like it will be like us. It would be sad for like so many people because you drive by and you know that house and you know that it was purple, and just to change it would be it'd be so weird. It'd be so weird.
It would be weird once it's been that way forever, right? Because
Yeah,
that's always
it's
how I knew your house was. Yeah, it's the purple one.
the purple house. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? It used to be blue. My mom painted it purple.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. And I
I
remember the neighbors on the other side were like scandalized at the it being purple. But yeah, it was like the part that she painted purple used to be like a really light blue color.
nice. I guess here's
Yeah.
a question too. Like since high school, like I don't like how have you been over the years? Like have you been in a way nostalgic of just like, yeah, you know what, I miss those days, or are you pretty good with just kind of like moving on and not having to worry about the past?
I miss it. I miss it a lot, but I feel like it's probably just because I have a lot of regrets on like how I let connections slide. Like I was like peak, mental health sucked. And like all of you guys did your very, very best to support me through that. But then I got to like people would still try to connect with me after and be like, "Oh, you want to come to this? Do you want to go to this? Do you want to go to that? Do you want to come to this?" And I'd be like, "No, no, 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 no." And then by the time I got into like a place where I was like good and like, "Okay, yeah, no, I would want to go to that," the invites stopped coming because I just like let so many connections just
Ah,
go in this like one like window of time when I was like figuring things out and moving out of my house and doing the life things. So once I finally was like in a good place, all of those connections kind of were gone, and there's no way to like get it back. So I feel like that's
mm,
probably where it's like, no, I still like, I feel I miss it and I feel bad because I had like solid friends and solid connections that just kind of trickled away because of life things.
yeah, that's fair. Like, is there still anyone that you kind of talk to from back then?
Not really. No, I talked to
No.
you. And, I talked to some friends that I've had since like elementary school that didn't necessarily go to St. Joe's, but I don't have a lot of those like, you know, friendships still. Like I mean I have people on Facebook and you connect and you say happy birthday. And, you see kids and wives and marriages and all of those things, or you like have a conversation every once in a while. But I feel like I don't have, aside from my husband, I guess, I don't have a lot of that like high school connections and stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird situation where just because of social media, we kind of still feel like we're connected to people in a way, just because we see their
Yeah,
posts, we see all that stuff. So we're still aware of what they're doing,
yeah,
but yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same as
no,
just like having a conversation with them or hanging out, chatting.
hmm
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
I know
different. It's different.
I miss those. And like, yeah, like I'm glad me and you are good again because it was like we went years like not really talking to each other and then we kind of just
Yeah,
started chatting again. And it
hmm
was like it never really
yeah,
left. We're
yeah.
just like,
It was just like
fucking I will kill you.
I will cut you. Yeah, and you can look back on all of our like Facebook messages of where it's like we didn't talk for a really long time, but we still wish each other happy birthday and it's still threaten your life.
It was
That's
still
never gone
threatening.
away.
It was still
Yeah,
threatening.
yeah,
It was like, I'll cut you. You're like, God damn it, woman.
yes,
I think you're
yeah,
the only one who's ever threatened me, and that's like the only thing I'm just like, yeah, I feel special.
yeah, yeah. Mm, it's my way of telling you that I love you.
That's pretty much it, right? Yeah, we have our own
Yeah,
thing. It's fucking funny
yeah,
that way, which is funny too, because it's just like there was in high school. Okay, like bringing it up because like we know this with each other. other people probably do that know us or whatever, but like, because there was like that little stint, right, where it's like you had a crush on me for a little bit, and then it was
in the
gone.
beginning. Yeah, it just disappeared, and you instant like it was like you're my bro now. Like it just
That's
went away.
pretty
There
much,
wasn't
yeah.
anything that happened. There wasn't anything that just like gave me the ick or anything. It was just like, nah, this is my homie. Like the crush is gone.
It's just
Over
so
it.
funny, the click of that.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
like brother and sister. What's up?
Yeah. No, no. It was just like that switch that flipped from me being like having a crush, and then it was like, nah, this is my bro. Like, no.
That's so
No.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, so many memories too. Like, fuck, do you remember when you and Jess came on that camping trip?
Yeah.
And
The camping trip that scarred me for life, that camping trip. Of course I remember that camping trip because I still have a scar on the outside of my lip and the inside of my lip. Yeah.
That's so crazy. Oh, God. And Kyle still feels so bad to this day because he was the one driving the boat at the time.
He was. And then I remember your dad too being like, oh, like I should have just left. Like I shouldn't have told you guys to come on the boat. And then Kyle being like, oh, I was driving the boat. And you being like, oh, I should have told my dad, like we shouldn't have gone, and everybody feeling bad. And then Jess, of course, it's Jess's knee that went through.
Yeah, her knee fucking lip. Smashed your lip.
Yeah, yeah. And then I even remember when we came up and everyone was like laughing, and then I'm like holding because I'm pouring blood. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. No, I'm not. And I can remember your dad too being like he's like looking at it, and you're like you or someone's behind me, and your dad's checking out. I was like, is it okay? And he's like, yeah, it's good. You know, you gotta go to the hospital or whatever. And then he just like goes like this, and he's like,
it's not okay.
It's not okay. Yeah. And then I'm crying in the back seat in a bowl, just spitting blood into like a paper bowl on the way to the hospital in Wetaskiwin. Just like there's spit pouring out and I'm sobbing. Yeah.
Wild times.
And did we pack up like because more people were supposed to meet us for that camping trip, and then we had to pack up and go. To meet us? It was supposed to be like a whole thing. Like I think Haley was coming, and like we went up a day early because your dad was there. Yeah. So Haley. We went up and set up early because your dad and Kyle were out there already, and then everybody else was supposed to come after, and then we had to cancel the whole thing because I had to go get the stitches and we had to go home. But I'm like, did we pack up before or after we took me to the hospital?
Good question.
I can't remember. Yeah. Because your dad was on the way. Like him and Kyle were leaving. That's why we went and did like the one last boat ride before they left.
Okay. I remember this now. Yeah. Sorry, everybody, for canceling the whole trip.
Yeah. Yeah. And I specifically remember, I think Haley, but I can't remember who else. Like there was supposed to be a couple more people. Like it wasn't just going to be the three of us.
No, yeah, that makes more sense to me now. Okay, yeah, because the only thing, I remember you guys, wiping out on that too, and like you said, we're just like, oh my god, it's hilarious, and then driving up to you, just blood.
Yeah, because my braces cut all the way through my lip, and they cut Jess's knee open, and she almost had to get stitches on her knee. That's how bad her face connected with, her knee connected with my face.
Because the tube that it was on, was it a side-by-side tube, or were you guys on
no,
like that
we were straddling. It was like a banana. Yeah, it was like
it was kind of like a hot dog, right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's exactly what I remember. All right. Yeah. No, we weren't in it. We were straddling.
So was Jess in front of you?
Oh, I don't remember. I'm trying to think. I just
remember
we were on. Yeah, we were just on it together. That's all I can remember.
Fucking wild, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You went through some shit, Lesley.
Yes. And then we went home, and then you took us out for food, and we went and saw Superbad, and I'm like dying laughing with my lips sliced open. So it hurts. It hurts every time I laugh. And that movie's so fucking funny it was just like, and I'm like, why did you take me to this? Like, this is the worst thing ever. And then we went and got Boston pizza and had like hot pasta that also hurt my mouth. And you're like trying to make it better. And it just was like, I still just kept hurting.
I tried.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, I miss those days of just like, everyone was kind of inseparable, right? We go on a camping trip. You'd still crash at my house. We'd go for dinner. We'd go to a movie.
Yeah, yeah. I think we stayed at like we went and stayed at your. I didn't go home after that.
I don't think you did.
No,
Yeah.
no. I
No.
stayed at your house. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, you were never home. That was like
No,
Dylan always says that too. He's like, "Yeah, man, I was never home."
no,
He's like,
no.
I was either at your house or I was at Amy's house. He's like, I was
Yep.
never home.
Yep. I
But
was at
again,
your
it's just
house,
wild.
Haley's house, or if I was in a like if I was dating Jerry, I would be at his house.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny like how our parents were okay with that. I don't think it's going to be the same when our kids grow up though.
No, it's so different. Even there's like a hot debate about like letting your kids even have a sleepover, and if you're going to be okay with letting your kids sleep over, and like what's a trusted house look like, or do you do a lot of kids do the like you do almost the full sleepover, so it's like you do all the things, you do the pajamas, you do the late night, and then mom and dad come, you pick you up at night, and then they drop you off for breakfast in the morning and you sleep at home. Like that's a thing. No sleeping
Yeah.
over.
No.
Yeah, that's so
To
weird.
me, to me that makes no sense. Like call
Yeah.
me old school, but if you're going to do sleepover, do a goddamn sleepover.
I feel like it's just the you don't know the grown-ups in the house, and you know what can happen, or like child
Well,
on
it's definitely
child
got
situations and stuff. Like it's different.
it's true. Like it's gotten more where it's not as comfortable, I guess, as it used to be, right?
Yeah.
Where parents were just
Yeah.
like, you know what? I trust these people. I trust these kids. This is what it is. And just I guess with like I feel like social media hasn't helped. Just with you're
No.
getting all this scary stuff shoved down your
Yeah.
throat of what's going on
Yes.
in the world, especially with kids, and you're just like, well, damn it, like I got to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like that has really messed it up because when
It's
we were in high school, that was
a
just
hundred
the
percent.
beginning of it.
Yeah, 100%. And our parents, in the beginning of social media, our parents weren't on it. It was us. It was like we
Yeah,
had
they didn't know what we were
Facebook
doing.
and no, our parents weren't in like on social media getting news updates and stuff. Like they were probably still reading the paper. Like that's where they were getting their news. So you don't
Plus,
have this like,
they were also used to growing up that way,
yeah,
where their parents were okay with them just being out as long as they were home by a certain time. That's it. They
yeah,
didn't care.
yeah, yeah. It was just different. My mom's thing was always just like, let me know where you're going, and like don't lie to me. Those are like her two rules. So it's if I
Yeah.
tell you I'm going to Brandon's house or I'm going to Haley's house or whatever. I had a friend in junior high who wouldn't tell her mom where she was, and I always would tell my mom the truth. So she caught on, and she would call my mom, and she would be like, okay, where are the girls? And then we'd get home, and she would ask her daughter like, hey, where are you guys? What were you guys doing? And then her daughter would be like, oh, we were doing blah, blah, blah. And she's like, actually, I talked to Leslie's mom, and I know that's not what you were doing. Because I would
Oh,
never lie to my
yeah.
mom about where I was ever. Like I always told her what I was doing.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's different now. It's weird. It's funny because Hudson has had it like he hasn't had he's had some sleepovers, but the one friend of his that has slept over the most, a girl.
Really?
So yes,
Yeah.
because they went to school. They've gone to school ever since like kindergarten, and it's so
Yeah.
funny because I remember when I dropped him off at school. It's like you see all these kids, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
remember her. She was very tomboy. She had like this little beanie on and all this stuff. I was like, that chick's pretty cool. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then eventually, they were in the same class, all this stuff. I was like, yeah, no, like this girl's awesome. And then Hudson started hockey. She was in his hockey team. And
Mm-hmm.
because they knew each other at school, they clicked. And then me and her dad became friends. And then
Yeah.
it's just like we're hanging out and stuff. And it's just like, she's like, oh, yeah, can we sleep over? Her dad's like, I don't care. I was just like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sleep over.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? My friend who I met through work, her daughter Faye and Max are best friends. So we haven't had any sleepovers ever yet, but if we did, like she's a trusted house. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we've been good with that. It is, I think we're getting to the cusp of it being, we're not sure, we're like,
Mm-hmm.
because they're gonna be teenagers soon. So
Yeah,
that's when
you're
it's
at a
just like,
different where our kids are at different ages. Like Max is 5 and Hudson's 10. Like it's different. Yeah.
yeah, like once they get to the teenage thing, it's like, do they sleep over anymore? I
Mm.
don't know. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It's
I
like
slept over. I lived at your
that's what
house.
I mean. That's what I mean. It's just like
Yeah.
I'll always have that in my head. Like
Yeah.
Christy she's never had that. It's always just been her and her girlfriends, right? Me, it's like, yeah, I had the guys, but I also had like you, Haley. Like it was a different thing, right? So like I'll have that in the back of my head, but it's also going to be the thing of like, do I trust this? Because it's like it may not be the same as what we did.
Right.
It could be completely different.
Yeah, I slept on your pullout. Like I was at your house all the time, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what it was.
Yeah.
God, I'm sure my dad misses those days. He's like, everyone was at my house.
Always. I can remember the first time I went to your house. It was like you had I think it was a New Year's party at your house. And I literally
do you remember what happened? Do you remember
I was gonna say that I can't remember the New Year's party. I can remember going to it, and I can remember that's the first time I ever went to your house.
Okay. I do remember I had a New Year's party. I don't remember the whole thing. I remember the lead up to it because I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to have a bunch of people over. And then literally when I woke up the morning of the day of the party, my eyes were swollen shut. I couldn't fucking see anything. I was like, what is happening? And I think I must have touched something with peanuts. And then my eyes, something came in contact. My eyes were swollen shut. I was like, how the hell am I going to have a party if no?
Yeah.
My brother was dying laughing. He's like, oh, dude. But we still had it. It went away. But I was freaking out that day. I was like, I can't see shit.
Yeah.
But the party itself, I kind of remember it, but not too much.
I don't remember it at all. I remember going to it, but it's also because it was like a weird time. I was staying with my dad and he drove me, and my dad lived like Saddleback Road, deep ass south, and he drove me all the way to your house. So that's why I can like extra remember it. And yeah, it was like me going, that was the first time I ever went to your house, was that New Year's party.
Was that the first time?
Yep.
That's wild. That's crazy.
That was the first time I ever went to your house. Yeah. There's just like those like, little micro things that I can remember distinctly, and then it all kind of blurs together.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's interesting. I just wonder, I hope our kids, when they grow up, like I hope they just have as much fun as we had. You know what I mean? Like that's the important thing. I'm definitely going to be that parent that's just like, listen, I trust you. I've done this. I just want you to be safe, responsible, and just have fun. Like, don't do anything stupid. Because, like, that was us, right? Like, that's, sure, we did stupid stuff.
The odd thing, but that's going to happen,
That's going to happen. That's how you learn. But like I said, I don't know if we have much to worry about because I feel like the generation coming up is way different.
And I heard that it's like they don't party. They don't drink alcohol. Like, they don't do that. So I feel like it's just a different time.
Yeah, like everything's gone down, right? In the sense, it's like they don't party, they don't drink, like no drugs, like not even like sex or anything. It's just like all these things have just like gone down for the generation. It's just like weird. But I would put that, like I said, on social media because it's like they feel like they don't have to go out. They just have to stay home and they're connected to their friends online.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay.
Weird.
Call me weird, but I like hanging out.
Talking like this makes us probably sound so old.
We're so old, Lesley.
We're so old. Yeah.
We're so old.
So old.
We're so old, but we're not even that old. That's the fun.
I know. So weird.
Are we going to do like a 20-year reunion thing or what?
I don't know because I'm not planning anything. Like I tried to plan the last one and nobody showed up and it was a hassle. I know. Everybody who I wanted to see was there. Yeah. But yeah, it was this big thing. And then it became like because of how blended and like everybody hung out with everybody, then it's like, who do you invite? Do you just invite your class or do you invite the class above and the class below? Because really we hung out with everybody all the time. So it just was like a weird thing to plan. So
yeah, it is weird because you have like people that you hung out that were a grade under us or over us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little strange, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like you could I feel like you could still kind of pick apart like your main core. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You could do like a reunion of like not a full the whole thing. Just do like a reunion with people you want to see. Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's probably what people would more so want to do these days.
That's what wound up happening. Like I talked with a couple people where they were like, oh, I was thinking of going, I was planning on it, but then I just connected with so and so and we did our own thing. Like I heard that from a few like separate groups of people where it's like, no, we were excited, we were going to go, but really we only wanted to see this specific person. So we just made a plan and connected with this specific person instead.
Yeah. And you can do that now, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing. You
Yeah.
don't have to like just show up at a thing that someone planned. You can separately chat and figure something out.
Yeah.
So
well, and I feel like
cool
that's a
thing.
social media thing, right? Is like you don't have to plan 10, 15, 20-year reunions anymore because you can see the people that you want to see. You're getting the updates. You're seeing who has kids, who got married, who got divorced, who's moved to Toronto or whatever. Like you can see it all on social media. So I feel like reunions are like kind of like a thing of the
They're
past.
dying.
Like you
Those are
don't,
dying for sure.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Especially just because people can still kind of, like I said, stay connected. So
Yeah.
you can still chat. Maybe we randomly hang out. Then you don't feel like you have to do this reunion thing, because the reunion thing was just like, oh, it'd be cool to see all these familiar faces again.
Yeah, you didn't know what people were doing. You didn't know where their life path took them because there was no social media to see it. So
Exactly.
I
And
feel like
now, if you have them
you
as
can see
friends, you can see
everything.
all the stuff they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could be like, you know what? Good for that person. Or you could be
Hmm.
super annoyed of what they're putting up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure just with this podcast stuff, people are like, God damn it, Brandon, stop putting up podcast shit. Like, I get it, man.
Yeah. But you've
Yeah.
done some cool shit with it. So, it's
I've been lucky
exciting.
enough to kind of, get some pretty dope people on.
Yeah.
The best was always like letting you know who I got. You're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck, man?
How do you do it? And it's like it took me 2 years to get on this thing, and you're just like getting all these people back to back to back to back. Like,
I was like,
yeah.
fine, Lesley, I'll just get George Stroumboulopoulos. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Easier to get a famous Canadian famous person than it is to
That's
get
right.
your high school best friend.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's not as hard as people would think it is. Like, as long as you like, depending on what you're doing, it's like, okay, I'm doing this, and you just give your pitch. That's all you can do. Like, I have had so many where I hear nothing.
Right.
That is the majority of. That's like 90% of the like messages I send. And then there are just some that are just like, yeah, we're down. Let's do it. And
Right.
Like, sweet.
Yeah. How do you pick who you want to do?
Oh, it's so random sometimes, because it's just like, as a musician, I'll just think about like bands I listen to, or it's just like, I'll be listening to music, a band comes up I kind of forgot about. I'm like, oh my God, I would love to chat with this person. So kind of like that way, or like I'm a big movie guy too. So it's just like, I'll think of like actors and stuff, or like it'll kind of just come to me randomly. Like sometimes I'll try and think about it, but it's always better when it's just like, it'll pop into my head and be like, oh my God, that's the perfect person to have on.
Right.
And I feel like I'm more of a nostalgic person too. So I like to talk to people like that were kind of back in the past. Not necessarily like they were big in the past and not now, but they were kind of like, people know them.
And a big part of like your growing up, know.
Like I've said, I will manifest the shit out of this. My goal is to have fucking Blink on this podcast.
That record right behind you didn't even have to tell me.
One
already
day.
knew. Yes, I already knew.
And then I can end the podcast. I'll be good.
That you'll retire. You will stop spamming people with all of your podcasts once you hit the big
Everyone
one.
Be like, thank God.
Yes. No. I think it's cool when you have like, not even just like famous guests where it's like the nostalgia bits and pieces. I want to sit and just like binge listen to it all. Cause I just listened to the clippets. When you were doing it with Mike, I listened to all the clippets and stuff too. Cause it's just like, I don't know, feels like you're chilling.
Yeah. That's the fun thing, is just shooting the shit, right? Kind of like talking about, the memories and like growing up and stuff. And like, that's why I like having like you on, like friends on. And it's just like, like it's cool that you can get, familiar faces on here, but I don't want it to just be that. I also want to be able to like chat and have fun with like friends, because it's stressful when you're trying to have a conversation with someone
Mm-hmm.
you've never met.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if they're like a celebrity, you're like, oh dear God.
I would die. I would die. I will tell you, I have to do like Teams meetings and stuff for work, and I get like I want to barf every time. Like I hate doing this. You're lucky I love you because I don't like doing this kind of stuff.
Oh, I
I don't like
love
talk.
you
I
too.
don't like talking on the phone. I am very much like a texty, like social media. I feel like it's the MSN Messenger part of my millennial ass that's like
Yes, the MSN
so
Messenger.
comfortable with just like online communication. I hate the phone. I hate cameras. Like I hate all of this stuff. But
Woman. Yeah, that's our generation, I would say. It's funny
yeah,
too, because Dylan was talking to me about this and I didn't feel this way. He's like, yeah, he's like, like all the shit you're doing, podcasts, whatever. He's like, it makes sense, man. Like you were always like that dude who would talk to everybody. I was like, really? I was like, I've always felt like, especially in high school, it's like I felt like I was pretty introverted. Like I
I feel
wouldn't.
like it's a combination though, because you're a performer, you're a musician, so you're comfortable with that part of it. But I do feel like you were pretty introverted for a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
But
okay,
then,
thank you. Yes.
yeah, yes, it's a combo. I think it's a
I'm
mixed
not
bag of
crazy.
things. No, no, you were quiet, like very
Yeah,
introverted. But Dylan has always been connected with you musically and see you perform and see you in that atmosphere. So it
that's true.
makes
That's true.
sense that that he sees more of the extroverted part of you because he's so intertwined with the parts of your life that are more extroverted.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I've
Yeah.
gotten more extroverted as I've gone
Mm-hmm.
on. Like it's just like I've just, especially since like high school's gone, right? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
have a family, you're kind of just in this, you're in this thing, and this is your
Bubble.
world now, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in your bubble,
Yeah.
and it's good to get out of it. Like just to be
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm just gonna go hang with these people and have a beer, or just like, have a fun time. Like it's good to do that from time to time. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, don't get me wrong, like family's always number one, but at the same time, even like Christy, like I'm always like, if she wants to go do something with her friends, I'm like, go do it. Like go
Mm-hmm.
have your time. We all need to be able to do our thing from time to time, because that's what keeps like the sanity going. We got to be able to just like escape and in a way kind of still be ourselves,
Yeah.
because
No, because you
we're
once you
we're
be you
different
have
when we're with
kids.
friends and like your wife, you know what I mean, or husband. Like
Yeah.
you're different
Mm-hmm.
people in a way.
Hmm. Yeah, and nobody knows the same version of you, right? Like there's
It's
people
true.
that know parent you, there's people that know high school best friend you, there's people that know wife you, like there's people that know you just as a mom, there's people that know me just as a manager. Like you wear different hats all the time. But yeah, but
Exactly.
I feel like when you become a parent, it's extra important to carve out those like times outside of the bubble because once you become a parent, that's all you are. Like it's
That's
like
it.
there's a really long time where it's like no, husband and wife don't live here. A human being that's not a mom doesn't live here. Like I'm Max's mom. I am Max's parent, and Max's parents live here. And then when we had Sam, it's like Max and Sam's parents live here. Like you're nothing outside of being a parent. That's all you are doing because you have to create life and keep them alive and breathing, and there's no time for anything else. So
That's
yeah.
true. It's crazy, eh? Like we're responsible for a human life. Isn't that
I grew a human inside of my body. It's so weird.
so weird?
Making kids and genetics and like it's so weird. It's amazing, but it's the
It is amazing.
strangest thing. It's, yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny. You look at your old self. You're just like, how are they doing this right now?
Yeah. Who is that?
They were. There's no way they were responsible for this.
Yeah, yes. No, I feel like I've always been a mom though. Like me becoming a mom is the most sense. It makes the most sense. I've like cleaned people's bedrooms for fun
Oh
and
yeah,
just
no,
was like,
you for sure. Yes, you've always
yes,
had
I've
that mentality.
literally always been a mom. So, it's a natural it's not surprising that I have kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there's certain people, right? You're not surprised.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're one of them. You have kids. Even Jess, like she has what, 4 kids now? Like
I think
that
so.
is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah,
Yeah.
like you can just tell certain people are born to be moms, born to be
Hmm.
dads. Like that
Hmm.
is their thing. They were just meant
Yeah.
to do that. And good for them,
Hmm.
right? But
Yeah.
even though like it's like that is their thing, more than a lot of people, they still should be able to like have something of their own that they can kind of just like be able
Hmm.
to almost reset in a way,
Yeah.
right? because we all need that kind of reset. We all need to be able to kind of just like go back and be like, okay, I just need to kind of just like clear my head.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just going to get too consumed. We're going to get too stressed out, overwhelmed. And it's not going to be good for anybody.
Yeah, Shane is like he's an extrovert. So the stuff that like refills his cup and like charges up his station is like socialization, going to the movies, having a board game night, like being with people. And then the stuff that recharges me is being alone, like reading books, having a bath, like doing things by myself is what like recharges and refuels. But anytime I want to do, like even doing this, it's like the kids are awake and Shane's with them by himself because it's like I don't ask to do stuff very often that's not like alone time. So he's like, yeah, do whatever you need to do. It's fine. We're fine. Like, even like when we hung out, yeah, go do whatever you need to do because I don't do it often. So he's like, go.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Nice. No, yeah. No, you need to do that more. For sure.
Yeah.
Lesley, God. Just do it.
No.
Oh my God, woman. I'm going to fight you.
No, thank you. Listen.
Okay, well, you know what? Like when I invite you to like a birthday or whatever, you better show up.
Yeah, I will. Right. You just got to do it.
Okay.
And anytime it's like, okay, when are we going to do this? You always are like, put it on me. And then it's going to take forever. I like, especially now that I have kids, I work full time, mom full time. I'm on my condo board. Like I'm busy.
You're on a condo board?
Yeah. I'm the vice president of my condo board.
That is the most surprising thing I've heard from you.
No, listen, it's one of those, like, I don't know, it's a natural step from like what I do for work, like the managerial kind of whatever. And there wasn't a lot of people like stepping up to do it. So I was like, oh, okay, like I can do this. Like, it's fine. It'll be a year in September and I'll decide if I want to keep doing it or not. But yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. You're doing
good. Yeah, grown up shit. Therapy. I do therapy. I do all the grown up things.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, one day we're gonna just be like, we're gonna look at this 20 years later again. It's gonna be like, oh my God, we'll look so old.
No, apparently I'll look the same.
You probably will.
Yeah. You don't look that different either, though. It's just like your hair and your facial hair changes, but you don't really change either.
The only thing that's really changed, like, obviously hairstyle. I don't have the sick emo hair that I used to have. But I show Hudson a picture. He's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Dude, it was cool." Okay.
Was it?
It was so cool. It was so cool.
Sure about that?
Yeah. Emo was cool. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back one day. I swear to God.
I cannot wait.
Right here in the beard, it's starting to get gray. That's my tell sign. I'm just like, damn it.
I'm really gray right in here.
Are you? Okay, because Kyle, which is insane, but obviously he's probably lived a more stressful life than me. All on his head, salt and pepper. He looks like he's older than me.
No, that's weird. That's your baby brother.
I know.
He is not allowed to look old. Tell him I'm offended. Old. No.
Looks old, man.
That's your baby brother. He is no.
He still acts the same, but he just looks older.
I hate that. I hate it.
I know. No. It's like, it's funny, right? We think, oh yeah, we won't change that much when we get older. But it's like, if you look at before and after pictures of even like your relatives who are older, right? You're just like, oh, there's a drastic change coming.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
As much as we don't want it to happen.
Yeah. And it's like, it's really weird too, like watching your parents age. Like my dad's voice has changed. And like, I think my mom, I'm like, oh, she hasn't changed. But I watched their like wedding video and they sound so different. They're like exchanging vows and talking in the video. And I'm like, who is that? Like, whose voice is that? Is my voice going to change that much? Because they're in their 30s in that video. So it's like my mom's always sounded the same to me. My dad always sounded the same for a really long time. And now he like sounds older. And it's just, I'm like, is my voice going to change? Are my kids going to feel that same because everybody says too, it's like you sound the same, your laugh is the same. Is it going to change? Yeah, I don't know. I think about that stuff sometimes.
Guess we'll see. We'll have to reconvene in like 20 years.
Yeah, we can watch this video. You know, make sure it's like you save it, and then we can go back and see if we actually like sound the same and if our voices.
It's gonna be on YouTube forever. So
good.
You can just go right back to it.
Yeah.
Just frame by frame, see how different it is.
Yeah.
Wild woman. Okay, Lesley. Well, we can wrap it up, but it was a joy for you to finally agree to do this.
Finally, 2 years later. Hey, I agreed to it the whole time. It was just carving out the time to make it happen.
I know.
I said I would do it.
Like you said, 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. Yeah.
It's like every 6 months. So we doing this? What's going on?
Yeah. No, you just have to hassle me and then like give me lots of notice. Like even when you're like, okay, we'll do it. I'm like, okay, 3 weeks from now, does that work?
No, sweet. I feel like this is a fun episode just about like the past and shooting the shit. It's good.
Nostalgia.
Oh yeah, nostalgia, woman. But we gotta hang out in real life for like soon.
Yes, we will. We will do it. Just harass me. And then I'll put in the books a month in advance. We can do it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right. Okay, well I'll hit stop recording here, but we can quickly chat before I actually let you go.
Yeah.
And I'll let we'll chat soon, and thanks again, Lesley May.
Yeah.
Lesley May.
No, I'm still legally May.
Okay, sweet. Cool.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Yeah.
All right, sweet woman. Love you.
Love you.